What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna do a modeling Q&A and I thought this would be a nice thing to do during Vlogmas. It's actually been a while since I did a Q&A where we only answered modeling questions, so it's like we'll just do one more to end off the year. I'm gonna get right into it because we have a lot to go through. I took screenshots of everything, so yeah, we're gonna be busy today. Okay, first question that I'm gonna start with is how to create a healthy and professional relationship with your agency. Great question. There's a few things that go into this, I think. The first one is communication. I think communication is important for every relationship. You have to make an effort to talk to your agent, touch base with them, go and see them. Obviously that's not possible right now with COVID, but pre-COVID I would see my agent every other week in the office, and I would just go in, I would talk to her. Sometimes I would be there every week actually, depending on like if I had to pick up something or there was a casting. And then another thing that I would do is I would always ask for a meeting. Like 2 or 3 times a year I'd ask for a meeting. We could sit down, talk about any goals I have or any expectations, or you know, sometimes there is an issue that comes up and it's just like, we might as well just sit down and talk about this. So yeah, I would say communication is probably the single most important thing when it comes to developing a relationship with an agent. Not only do you have to just be open and honest about what you want to achieve, but you also have to be open and honest about your expectations, and they need to be able to do the same. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I would add to that is it's really important that you view the relationship as a partnership. And not only is this important in terms of the relationship, but it's also important on a mental level, because when you view the relationship as a partnership rather than employer-employee, you start to treat it differently, if that makes sense. So think about the relationship as you are both working together to achieve the same thing, which is making you money. That's all it is, right? Like, you want to have a successful career, you want to make money, and so does your agent. So if you can both view the relationship as a partnership and work together and both put in the effort that's needed, this is another really important thing that I think models sometimes overlook, is like, yeah, you're paying your agent, and yes, your agent has to work for you 100%. You also have to put in work and effort and energy to drive this relationship and to drive your career, you know? So that's another really important thing. And then you also just have to remember that it takes time to develop a relationship like that. It's not something that's gonna happen in a month or 3 months or 6 months even. It's a relationship that takes a long time to develop, and you just have to put in the work and be patient. Tips for becoming a model at age 24 to 25. I feel like you have to start early to make it. So you don't have to start early to make it necessarily. The only thing is you'll have a disadvantage in terms of skill and experience. For example, like I'm 24 now and I started modeling when I was 13. So I have 11 years of experience on you, which doesn't mean that I'm gonna make it and you're not. It just means that you will have a lot of catch-up work to do. And that's not me trying to discourage anybody, because I feel like modeling is kind of an industry where anything can happen, and you could get one job if you're in the right place at the right time and your career could take off. But if we're being realistic and I'm being honest, you will have catching up to do in comparison to other girls. So that is something to keep in mind. And I think it also depends on other things like your specific look. If you are someone extremely unique and the agency doesn't have anybody like you, then they're gonna be more willing to take you on and to like fast track you than if you look like 10 of the other girls who are already on their board, you know? So it really just depends on like your specific circumstance, but that's just something to keep in mind, I guess. How do you motivate yourself to stay in shape for the job? I think it comes down to 2 things. One of them is income. My income is dependent on me being in shape, so that's obviously going to be an incentive for me to eat healthy, work out, and stay in the shape that I'm in right now. The second part of that though is my confidence when I'm working. As a model, not only are you looking at yourself all day, but you are on physically all day. So when I feel good within my body, like when I feel like I'm in good shape, it boosts my confidence so much, and I feel like I enjoy my job more. How do you make connections with people in the industry? I feel like this kind of happens naturally over time. You do kind of have to put yourself out there, I think, if you want to meet specific people that you might not cross paths with in your regular life. Like pre-COVID, maybe you would go to industry parties or agency parties or something like that. Obviously now you can't do that. But most of the connections that I've made have just come naturally over the years, you know? If there's certain photographers that I want to work with, I have no problem reaching out on my own accord or having the agency reach out for me. You know, like you can always ask your agent if you're interested in shooting with someone or working with someone and see if that would be a possibility. Instagram is another great way to connect with people. Not only is Instagram super important in terms of, you know, your pictures and it's essentially being your social media portfolio, but it's also just the best tool for building and maintaining connections with people. You just never know what those connections could mean for you in the future. Oh, this is a good question. I get this question a lot. I've been signed for over a year and I've only booked 2 jobs. Any advice? So if you've been signed in the last year and you've only booked 2 jobs, like I only posted this question a week ago, so I'm assuming you signed at some point last fall. In a normal year, in a normal world, that would be really concerning to me, and I would tell you to ask for a meeting and find out what's going on. You know, see if either the agency's not a right fit or if clients are not responding to you or something, I don't know. But this year being the year that it's been, I feel like it's really hard to gauge what is a right amount of jobs or not. You know, like I've been very open about the fact that I'm not working anywhere near what I used to be working at all. My year has been super, super slow. So yeah, just keep in mind, like we're not in a normal industry right now, and that could be a huge reason why you're not booking more jobs. But it's definitely something worth talking about with your agent. I would send an email, or actually don't send an email. I would just call your agent and be like, hey, this is, you know, I would love to just talk to you about what's going on. You could ask for like any feedback from the clients that they might be getting, you know, like just be open and say like, hey, I'm just thinking about the last year and, you know, it hasn't been as amazing as I had hoped. Is there anything that I can do? Is there any feedback that you're getting from clients? And kind of just go from there and see what they say. Okay, next question is how to kick off your career. I'm 16, so I can't travel alone. You can definitely travel alone at 16, I think, unless the rules have changed and I don't know, but I traveled to Tokyo when I was 15, 16. Obviously travel is a little bit weird right now, so I don't know if that would even be possible, but in a normal world, I would say if you can travel for 2 months to another country and gain experience, that's probably the best way to kickstart your career and kickstart your you building experience as a model. I've spoken about my travel experience to Tokyo. I think I actually made a video about it, so I'll link it down below and you can watch it. But my travel experience to Tokyo and Milan and even moving to New York when I was 17, like those experiences have given me so much. And it doesn't mean they're always fun or always easy, but if you really want to grow a lot and you really want to grow as a model quite quickly, that's what I would recommend, is like going on a 2-month contract to another city, and building pictures, building your experience, building your book there. But yeah, if you can't travel or if you don't feel comfortable traveling, then there's things that you can also do locally, you know, shoot with local photographers. You can build your Instagram and try and build like a client base wherever you're living. Tips to be more open and less shy at shoots. Okay, so again, I feel like this is something that takes time, and as you get more comfortable and as you have more experiences, you will become less shy and feel more confident. This tip might be a little bit outside of the box, but I think it could be helpful for a lot of girls out there who are a little bit shy in front of the camera. But something that I have noticed over the years, and something that I feel like a lot of models do actually, is we kind of have like an alter ego when we're in front of the camera. So when I'm in front of the camera, or when I have like full glam and I'm dressed up and I'm like modeling, I'm doing my thing, I'm a different version of myself, if that makes sense. So I'm not like the Daphne that's sitting here in my sweats filming a video, or the Daphne that's like chilling with her friends, you know, like I am in work mode. Obviously for me now, going to work is like second nature and I don't really think about this anymore, but if you do find yourself being really shy in front of the camera and it's affecting your work and posing, then creating this alter ego or having this like other part of yourself when you are in front of the camera might be really helpful, and it might actually give you that confidence boost that you need, you know, in order to be less shy and more confident. I don't know, I know it's a little bit outside the box, but I think it could actually be really helpful. I know that a lot of artists actually do the same thing. They have an alter ego when they're on stage. It's almost as if you're acting, and modeling really isn't that different from acting. You're just taking pictures instead of being on video. Okay, last question because I actually have to leave. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna film a part 2 because there's just so many questions, good questions. I wanna get these answered. Okay, I'm gonna end with the question that I'm probably getting the most right now, which is, would now be a bad time to start a modeling career in NYC with everything going on? And my answer to that would be yes and no. The reason why I say yes and no is because I think it really depends on your look and whether the agencies are looking for that or not. I was actually talking to my agent about this the other day because we were talking just about demand in the industry, and most clients are looking for a very specific look right now. So if you fit that and you know, you fit what the agency is looking for, you fit what the demand is in the industry, then I think this could actually be a good time and you could get signed and you could start your career right now in a pandemic. But I think there's also the other side where a lot of agencies just aren't taking on new girls right now because they already have so many girls to cater to. So it really just depends on your personal look and whether agencies are looking for that at the moment. So yeah, that's my answer to that. It's just kind of like a weird, unpredictable time. Hopefully in 6 months to a year, things will be, you know, gearing up and going back to normal, but right now it's just so unpredictable. So just keep that in mind. I don't want to discourage you from trying, and I don't think that you should not try, but also don't be discouraged if you don't get a response or if agencies are just not open to it right now. Definitely don't take it personally, because most of the things that are going on right now are purely because of this pandemic, unfortunately. Okay guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, you can leave them down below, or you can shoot me a DM, because I think I am gonna film a part 2. I just have so many questions left, but I can't get to them right now. So I will film a part 2 eventually and answer the rest of the questions. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys very soon. Mwah.